Joining us here at the 2025 Arizona Tennis Classic, a returning champion both to our platform and, of course, to this tournament. It's our dear friend, former UNC All-American and top 100 player in the world, Rinky Hijikata. Rinky, it is always good to see your smiling face. Welcome back to Phoenix. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Thanks for having me. Nice to see you guys.
Always nice to see you. I noticed, even more important than the tennis that you've gotten to watch today, you were locked in on the golf course, and I just feel like, have you made time to play this? Have you been able to play this course at all over the years?
Yeah, we played once after the Dubs final last year, Henry and I, along with my coach, Sharky, who's a very good golfer. Yeah. So, it was good fun to get out there, and obviously a very nice club here, so always nice to be back in Phoenix.
Who won? Who shot lowest?
Sharky, I think, by a long way.
Really?
Yeah, very good. Plays off scratch, so he's got all of us covered by a good margin.
I like that. What about you? You cracking 85 yet? How's the game look?
Yeah, not good, but I mean, it's getting better, I think. Yeah, small steps.
I like to hear that, and obviously the game itself as it relates to tennis certainly looking good for you inside the top 100. I'm curious, after last season, to play a full schedule of tour-level events, how helpful were those last 2 weeks in October to make back-to-back challenger finals, to get a big title run before the season ended? Just, how did those two tournaments and the ending of your season inform how you've started this one?
Yeah, it was good. It was very nice, obviously, to be at home for a little bit, being able to be back in Australia after a very long year. It was a tough decision, obviously. There were the tournaments in Europe going on, but I'd spent a lot of time on the road last year, and I hadn't been home since right after Aussie Open.
Sure.
So that was a big kind of reason for the decision, and then to go out and play well in conditions that I know I can play well in. Playford, I've historically done well, and Sydney, I've grown up playing there my whole life. So, I'm used to the conditions, and it was good to finish on a few good results and be able to actually kind of stop the year a bit earlier, be able to put the feet up for a little bit, especially after the 23 season, finished very, very late in the year. So, just to have some time to reset and kind of reflect a little bit and then get ready to gear up for another big preseason, I thought that was really helpful.
When was the last time you had 3 consecutive months in Australia? Was it pre-UNC?
During COVID, actually.
Oh, sure.
I went back, my freshman spring. The season got cancelled halfway through, and then I was actually back home for like 9 months. Which was really nice, but that was, apart from that, it would be the first time for a long time.
No, that's awesome. And again, I'm curious, now that you have been a pro for a couple of seasons now consecutively, have you adapted to the road life? Like, how long does it take to go city to city, hotel room before you can find a rhythm within that chaos?
Yeah, I think even from when I was a lot younger, I always had to travel a fair bit. Being an Aussie, you're a long way away from home no matter where you are. So it's something that I've had to, kind of adjust to and get used to fairly quickly. I also think it helps a lot kind of having that base in Chapel Hill still. It's great. We still got a few teammates that are rolling through town. It's always nice to see them, and then to be able to see Coach and Trip all the time. And obviously my girlfriend lives there and her family's from there. So, it makes it feel like home. It's very, it's very kind of, it's nice to have something like that throughout a long calendar year.
No, I can only imagine. And obviously coming off of a February where you played Dallas, Delray, Acapulco, Indian Wells, now here as well. I mean, I feel like that's been you, though. Since you've turned pro, you're someone who prefers to play than build a practice block. Why has that been the mentality?
I mean, when I first started, I just wanted to kind of make the jump as soon as I can, and what better way to do that than to play, to put yourself out there and give yourself an opportunity to keep building your ranking and getting some results. And then I think last year maybe I was forced into playing a little bit because I was trying to keep my ranking inside the top 100 and make sure that I wasn't dropping too far back. And maybe now if I can start doing a little bit better and keep improving, I can, have a few more breaks throughout the year. That would be probably ideal. But, obviously it's not easy to win matches at this level, and it's important to always kind of keep trying to win, matches week in, week out, and it just helps the confidence, I guess.
No, it makes a lot of sense to me. And speaking of that confidence, when you go through a season like you did last year, where again I would pop in, I never thought you were playing that poorly. It's just like, hey, this is kind of life on the ATP tour. How do you keep that sort of perspective? How difficult is it to keep that perspective when maybe the results aren't there, but you know that the level is?
Yeah. As you said, every match out here is bloody tough, and you're not going to find too many easy matches, and every week is going to be, tough from the get-go. Maybe in futures for sure, and challenges sometimes you can kind of work your way into the week. You can not be playing your best tennis at the start of the week and kind of figure out ways to win, and then play your best tennis kind of closer to the weekend. But that's not the way it goes when you're playing guys inside the top 50 from round one. So. I think it's just being able to kind of stay with it through the whole year. I've said this a lot, and it's a big thing of ours, but you're only ever 1 week away from having an unbelievable 6 months or a year. Sure. So it doesn't take much. Sometimes the cards just need to fall in the right way, but you got to make sure that you're ready to capitalize on that opportunity. So just to be present enough to always show up and give 100% every week, I think is pretty important.
Yeah, it's a credit to you that, again, you show up as many weeks as you do, and we always see that same Rinky Hijikata out on court. At this point, what is the thing you are more comfortable with on court than maybe you were when you were first getting started on tour? What's been the biggest jump for you?
I'd say maybe my day-to-day level has gotten significantly better. I feel like it still happens sometimes, I guess, but there are less times where I go out and have an absolute shocker, which I think is important.
I like that description of it too.
I feel like, I've started serving a lot better from when I first came on tour. So even if I'm not playing my best tennis, I can try stay in the match and just keep holding serve, and then just trying to adapt to different conditions also. Week in, week out, it's very different. So being able to do that now is something that I've probably learned.
What's more difficult to adjust to, court speed or different ball type?
I'd say the combination of the two
is what kills you.
Yeah, it makes life very difficult. I'd say when the balls are the same throughout the swing, at least you can kind of have an idea of what you're getting yourself into. But some of the conditions, the last year and a bit have been very, very tough to kind of adjust to, but I guess it kind of evens out throughout the year. Some conditions you're going to love and some you're going to hate, but I think it's going to be the same way for most players. Yeah.
At this point, now that it's happened a couple of times, do you just consider yourself a grass court specialist?
I mean, I love playing on grass. I've always loved playing on grass. I won my first ever national title in 12s in Australia on grass, so it's always been a surface that I've loved to play on. So it's a good time of year always for the Aussie players, and it's always a good fun, and I'm looking forward to it again this year.
Certainly looking forward to having you back on that. Again, right now about 85 in the rankings, plus or minus a couple of spots. Apologies if I'm off on that. What's the schedule look like as you try to balance, getting more tour level opportunities with, building up your match count and kind of vacillating between the two?
I'd like to try play up as much as I can. I feel like I do play better at the bigger events, and when you're playing against better guys and there's a bit more of a kind of atmosphere at those tournaments, it's a lot more enjoyable to be at. So I think as much as I can, I'll try play up, and hopefully can get my ranking up a little bit, start playing in those 500 main draws and things like that. And I guess that's the next big jump for me.
I love to hear that. Well, then my last two questions for you. This week, Phoenix, what's the focus? What do you have to do to make sure you're playing your best tennis out there?
I guess, the most important one is just to keep your body right. I think, if you're feeling 100% physically, then you're always going to give yourself a chance out there. So, just to make sure that I stay on top of things, and then, go out there and, it's quite nice conditions this week. So I think it's going to be conducive to some good tennis from everyone here. So looking forward to it. Hopefully can play, aggressive brand of tennis and, play some good ball.
Love to hear that. I know fans will be looking forward to it. My last question, if I were to drop you, for some reason it's not working at UNC, I drop 2021 Rinky Hijikata in the transfer portal. What's your current day NIL number? How much are you asking for?
Current NIL number? Yeah. I don't know. I was still playing number 3 on that team, so I don't know if your value's too high if you're not even playing 1 on your team.
And on the wrong week, if they saw you and Ben play dubs, they'd be like, we're good.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I'm not too sure. I don't even know what the numbers are going around these days. So
very healthy.
Yeah. To be fair, that probably would have kept me in college maybe a few more years had that been, a thing when I was right when I was leaving. I think it was just starting to come in. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess someone would have to tell me.
Yeah,
if there's any offers, I guess I've still got some eligibility left.
Yeah, exactly. Now we'll see you in a Wake Forest uniform pretty soon. I think I could make the joke. No, do you follow any of the college stuff? Any of the college guys having success? What do you make of the accelerator program? That opportunity?
Well, I think it's great. I think it's another great initiative for making it a very solid pathway to the ATP, as it already has shown to be, and. Also another thing would have been great when I was there, but it seems like they keep adding these things just as I've left. But no, I think it's great. It gives people a clear pathway to where they want to be, and I think it gives people incentive to really give college a crack, and obviously will be raising the level of the college tennis game.
Well, I think they saw what you were doing, what Waltz was doing, and they're like, these guys had to play how many futures matches? No, let's make it a little easier for them moving forward. And again, you've always made my life easy. Rinky Hijikata, good to see you, my friend.
Thank you.
Good luck this week.
Thank you. Cheers.